Oh, you're not ready?
It's 5 days.
Did everybody know? Cheers.
There's more people coming.
Yes. We'll go next door.
Oh, is there someone next to you?
Thanks, Steve. We're going to have to stop paying you here. Do some work. Right, I see some more people.
But you don't want to sit this close to me? Is that the trouble? No, I had no friends.
We can sit over there.
Take these two. Sit right there. She told me.
Yeah. Oh, that's just chairs.
That's just the chair. So, over the next week, ready, and I'll tell you what's on it. Very good.
You ready?
Yes.
I want to call the meeting to order, August 4th, Board of Selectmen's meeting. Would you join Austin in pledge of allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have a couple of issues that we pushed to the top of the agenda this evening. The first is Wyatt Berry talking about Barney Road issues, and then the Collins home-based business application. So we're going to start with Wyatt Berry. And
should I stand? Go to the top?
whatever makes you comfortable.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Sure.
So we don't really know why you're here, other than Barney Road.
We can fill you in.
Okay.
So let's go to the next one. So my name is Wyatt Barrier. Good evening, everybody. I'm a realtor representing my client, Jim.
Nice to meet you.
Jim is interested in a property on Garney Road down there. And it's a large 157-acre lot. We have a couple maps here. It's lot 150, lot 5-2 on Garney Road. It has access from Pike Brook Road as well, and then it borders the rail trail. So we just want to we're here to get more information on what is possible. Jim is interested in building a shed or garage on the property. It has access to Garney Road already, and so we just want to understand as much as we can before Jim moves forward with purchasing the property. It would be a shame for him to buy it and then find out down the road that something's not possible. A couple great things about what Jim wants to do. He wants to leave a lot of the property untouched and use it mostly for recreation and hunting purposes, and isn't interested in any large development. So that's really something that I'm happy about. So wanted to learn what is possible and what's not possible by coming to you folks.
Well, the first thing you said that I caught was recreation. It's zoned agricultural or residential.
Personal enjoyment, not.
Okay.
Yeah, basically hunting.
Yeah.
Fine.
Walking around.
That type of recreation.
No amusement parks.
No.
Nothing. Yeah.
No, okay. So you're right, from what I can tell on the map, it doesn't have frontage.
Correct. So that's the biggest thing. I had a conversation with Jeff. We've got a PNS that's been signed, trying to do the due diligence to understand, could I put anything there? I think frontage on Garney is about 150 feet.
Yep.
And then on Pike Brook is another 200.
So you should go to, in my opinion, to the ZBA and ask for some relief on the zoning regs, and then talk that through with them. That would be the first step. It might be your only step. At that point, if they say yes,
Yep.
no conditions, then you're good to go. So it's up to ZBA first.
ZBA?
Okay, because we had talked to Kate and she had recommended to come here after speaking with a select board member.
Yeah, we can't authorize a building permit.
I understand, you're right.
So we look at our zoning, you need a 400 feet,
It's 400 feet.
400 feet. You don't have the 400 feet. That's doable with the ZBA.
So is that, I'm just curious, because I don't deal with Brookfield that often, is that total frontage on all, or is that contiguous frontage in one part?
We've been there, it's on one part.
It's one part.
We've been down that road.
Understood, yeah.
So you have two possibilities, you got Pike Road
Yeah,
and you have Carney Road.
yeah, because there's a little bit of frontage around the cul-de-sac at the end of Pike Brook Road.
I don't know how much is there.
It's a couple hundred.
Yeah.
Couple hundred feet, I think it's tight there too. Yeah, it's still not 400 there either.
The zoning ordinances are on the website, if you haven't looked at them. And specifically, it's page 4, there's like 53 pages, but it's page 4, spells out the lot requirement for the 400 feet. It's right on the whole page.
Yeah, I have reviewed those, and that's what led me to, I think I had a conversation with Jeff at Code Enforcement.
Yeah.
And then he mentioned, I think, coming in here as well.
That's where we ask people to start.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Okay, so CBA. Perfect.
All right?
All right.
So is there any other information that we should take away from this besides going there? Is-
I would assume you're going to build a house and live there.
No, he's not.
Yeah. So I want to build a barn, perhaps,
This is not
Live in.
for residential purposes.
put a shed there. I understand I could put a temporary structure, but I want to put something more permanent.
And when you say recreational, and you say it's personal, what kinds of things are you thinking about? You mentioned hunting.
Basically hunting. Hunting with my kids.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
CBA.
All right.
Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
The next issue is the Collins home-based business application. And I'd like to introduce this by saying this is not a public hearing. What the board has tried to do this year is post issues on our website on the agenda that we are going to discuss in the future so that we can solicit input. And we don't make the decision the first time we see the application. So we got the application 2 weeks ago, we posted it, we're going to talk about it tonight, and we're soliciting input on that application. Not a public hearing, just what does the town think? And I'm going to recuse myself from this discussion because I attend Cross Deep Brewery quite frequently. So it would be better if I don't participate. So I'll recuse myself, and Austin will lead the discussion.
Thank you. I have a couple of things that I want to just reiterate from a public comment perspective. So we have some guidelines to help ensure that everyone has the opportunity to be heard. For the record, when you stand, please state your name and the street where you live. Please keep your comments concise and address them to the select board rather than to each other. We ask that everyone refrain from interrupting and allow each speaker the opportunity to finish their remarks. We recognize that people may have different opinions on this matter, and that's a natural part of public discourse. We're also neighbors and members of the same community, and so we ask that everyone remain respectful, even when there's a disagreement, and extend the same courtesy and consideration to others that you would hope to receive. We appreciate everyone coming this evening. Our shared goal is to have a civil conversation, hear all perspectives, and make the best decision we can for our community.
Thank you. I will hand this off to Rob and let him give a description of what his plan would like to be.
All right, if you don't mind, I'm going to just sort of read through the application. If that's, I mean, I think that, you know, it's pretty well organized, your application, and I think it'll cover the major topics.
Yeah.
Does that sound good?
It's the time to do it.
All right. And I just want to be, I specifically asked my customers not to come tonight, so, you know, see a couple here, but, you know, if you want to hear from people who want this to happen, we can make that happen. So, and it's not a threat. So I started with a cover letter. Dear Board of Selectmen, we appreciate the opportunity to apply for a second home business called Frost Heath Community. We believe that Frost Heath Community can provide tangible and meaningful benefits for the community with little to no incremental impact on the neighborhood. Most of the proposed activities will coincide with Frost Heath Brewery's existing hours, which will not increase the number of open hours. The proposed activities are targeted and small in scope by design. We want to maintain our rural community character, as do most of our fellow town residents. We believe we can provide unique and currently unavailable opportunities for our community right here in Brookfield. The whole process was kicked off because we wanted to provide Andrew of Precipice Pizza with a venue to try out his pizza business. And this is a concrete example of how our concept benefits the community in many ways. Andrew is local. He lives about a mile from the brewery, as the crow flies. Andrew, his wife, and 3 boys are part of our community. We are lucky enough to host 3 generations of his family in the brewery on a regular basis. Andrew has a passion for pizza and needed a small-scale venue to try it out without having to invest $100,000 or more in a food truck. The New Hampshire Department of Health even operates a program exactly for this situation because it is an important pathway to starting a business. He served pizzas to our brewery customers, and they loved it. I approached and called multiple times per week asking, when is Andrew going to be back? There is no place in Brookfield where Andrew can sell pizzas, and no place in Brookfield where the community can purchase and enjoy his unique pizza. There is a clear need for both, as demonstrated from our customers, and our loaded test proves it. Can we fill the need without negatively affecting the character of the neighborhood? Yes, and we proved it. Andrew set up completely out of sight from the road and all of others. Nobody would have known he was there if we had not posted on social media to support his launch. An entrepreneur from our community got a chance to get his new business in front of his community, and dozens of members of the community got to enjoy some amazing fare right in the neighborhood. A huge win for everyone. There's a clear need for community available space, indoors and outdoors, here in Brookfield. We are proposing to leverage the existing infrastructure in and around the brewery to help fill that need. We appreciate your help to make this happen. All right, so the application, name and address, just to be clear, the address is 260 Stone Road. This is the location where the brewery currently is. And then a series of 10 questions. So these questions sort of start with what we want to do, then where we want to do it, and then sort of probing certain areas where there might be possible impact. And so we'll go through that in order. Type of home occupation is question 1. Frost Heath Community. The Frost Heath Community business proposed here is distinct and separate from the existing Frost Heath Brewery home business. We intend to operate both businesses going forward. We are not requesting any changes to the brewery business. Given its status as a non-conforming use, any proposed changes to the brewery operations will, we believe, need to be handled by the ZBA. The central mission of Frost Heath Community is to provide support and opportunity for our local community, including small local entrepreneurs, nonprofits, clubs, and neighbors. We have an underutilized, high-quality infrastructure supporting the brewery, and we want to make it available for low-impact community use. To ensure all activities remain harmonious within our rural neighborhood and predictable for town officials, we have organized proposed uses into clear activity tiers based on activity type, location, and potential neighborhood footprint. So Tier 1, we call that low impact and passive uses. So descriptions of examples would be quiet indoor and outdoor meetings, for example, a book club, a co-op, a board meeting, passive art displays, merchandise or snack sales, community bulletin board, and emergency storm support, power, water, internet access during utility outages. And for that, for Tier 1, we're proposing an event window of 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Although emergency outage relief may extend past 8 or start before 11 in extreme cases to support locals, strictly non-overnight. And we expect overall for Tier 1, we expect very low foot traffic. Tier 2A, outdoor medium impact, so this would be pop-ups and classes. So local outdoor vendor pop-ups, for example, food trucks, farm stands, knife sharpening, co-op pickups, and similar things. and small group outdoor meetings or classes, such as dog training, outdoor painting classes, and the like. The event window for that would be 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. We would allow for an early 9 a.m. start for morning group classes like dog training, where maybe the heat of the day would not be appropriate. Up to 2 hosted events per week that fall outside of brewery tasting room hours for the Tier 2A. Tier 2B, indoor medium impact. This would be clubs and groups again. Hobby groups, for example, games, homebrewer club meetings, indoor workshops, classes, etc. Painting, brewing, private workshop classes such as brewing and painting, private group meetings, and indoor vendor pop-ups. And we would have that operating from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and that would occur entirely within the brewery building. And then Tier 3 would be hosted social gatherings, and Tier 3 would only happen during active tasting room operations. And this would include like indoor or outdoor community games like a trivia night, cribbage, cornhole tournaments, and karaoke. So this would be kinds of things that happen at breweries on a regular basis. We would schedule that during or adjacent to active tasting room hours typically, but not limited to Friday 5 to 7, Saturday 2 to 6, and Sunday 1 to 5, along with occasional holiday weekends, additional days, or special event extensions. Operational note on operating hours. Brewing and tasting room hours are set flexibly based on season and demand, including holiday weekends and occasionally additional days and extended hours. Additionally, the brewery tasting room occasionally hosts private parties which are not open to the public. Tier 3 community activities may run alongside active brewery tasting room operations whenever the tasting room is in operation. The event hours represent the scheduled time for the event. We expect that event setup and arrival may begin a few minutes earlier, and event cleanup and departure may be completed a few minutes later. We will operate Frosty Community using existing buildings, driveways, decks, and lawn areas. We are not proposing any structural changes, no permanent signage, no lighting, no new lighting, or site grading. Additionally, passive low-impact outdoor activities such as plein air, painting, groups, nature walks, or outdoor dog training sessions may occasionally utilize the private undeveloped wooded land extending up Long Mountain behind the brewery. Because this area is located far behind the main building and deep within our property, these uses are completely shielded by heavy timber and steep terrain, ensuring zero sight or sound footprint on Stone Road or adjacent properties. Anyone have any questions on that before I just plop ahead?
Keep on going.
Okay, here we go. So question 2, please include a sketch of the property showing areas to be used both inside and outside. And I wanted to provide, given that this space already exists, I wanted to provide as much detail as I could for people who have never been there to get a feeling for what it looks like. So I included a bunch of photos as well. So the first figure is a sketch. This was traced from a satellite photo, so it's probably pretty close to scale, although I don't know what the scale is exactly. And I'm sorry that some of the lines are not, by the time it got copied, didn't come out really, or scanned, didn't come out really good. But so Stone Road goes left to right across the bottom, sort of at a diagonal here. There's a long driveway that leads up to a parking lot. And as we'll see in the photos, the brewery building is significantly higher above, located higher on a hill above the road. And there's a large outdoor flat area, the beer garden, that would also be used. The red numbers here are going to help locate where the photos were taken from. So, for example, in the lower right, number 2 is where the figure 2 photo was taken from. It included arrows where it's helpful to understand which direction the photo was pointing. So refer back to this one if you want to know where the photos were taken from. All right. As I mentioned, the brewery building is situated away from the road and lies on a small hill above the road, so much of the area is not visible from the street. So figure 2, and the photos, they look like there's like a sepia treatment to them, but it was just Canadian wildfires that day, the day I took these. So photo 2, I'm standing on Stoneham Road in front of the cemetery that's on our property. So I'm on the road and aimed straight at the brewery building, which is, you can sort of see it through some bush there. You can see the Frosty Brewery sign on the pine tree next to the door.
Ron?
Yes.
Excuse me, sorry to interrupt.
No, please do.
Where on the map, where is the beer garden? I don't understand where that is.
Yeah, sorry. It is this blob here. So the building's there,
Right.
and then
This
this,
is all the beer garden?
that's, yes, and it's sloped basically away from that in all directions. So it's a slope down to the driveway, slope down to the road.
Thank you.
Okay, so figure 2 is in front of the cemetery. Figure 3, this photo is also taken from the road, looking straight at the driveway. Straight at the driveway, you can actually see, there's my pickup truck is parked there and next to a tractor. I'm not sure if you can see that even, but that's sort of at the back of the parking lot. That's where most of the parking is that far away. And you can see the flagpole and a little bit of the roof of the brewery. Figure 4, so actually I probably should have mentioned on the sketch there's some overflow parking sort of at the bottom of the hill. This is taken from the driveway entrance, again standing in the road right where the overflow parking entrance is and looking up the hill straight at the brewery. So you can see there's some apple trees and whatnot there.
Can I make one more comment?
Please.
This is for people who are watching at home and anyone in this room. This whole application is on the website. So if you're confused about what the photos are that he's referring to, they're all, you can find them right on the website. And it's on the Selectmen's landing page, right at the top of the left-hand column.
Thank you. Also in figure 4, I'll point out that if you look to the right of the apple trees that are on the slope, you might see 2 yellow blobs. Those are actually the tops of the backs of some Adirondack chairs. Those are in the beer garden. Again, you can't really see into the beer garden from the road, but you can see, sort of above. Okay, figure 5. So now we're in the parking lot. There's a loading dock / deck. This is sort of out in front of that where a truck pulling up to the loading dock would be. And there'd be 4 or so parking spots there. This photo is pointing straight toward our neighbor to the west on the same side, on the north side of Stoneham Road. Their house is about 500 feet away. You can see there's a slope up as well as heavy woods. So I think you have 0 chance of seeing their house in this photo. Figure 6, this photo is basically taken from the same spot in front of the loading dock, aiming at our neighbor across the street's house. It's, you can see there's a slope up, then there's the beer garden, and then down the slope to their house. And that's approximately 400 feet away in this photo. So figure 7, here I'm standing next to, like out by my truck at the very end of the driveway, at the back of the parking lot. That's what the front and deck side of the brewery look like. I guess you can see that it's a gravel driveway. It's not paved, just in terms of what the infrastructure is. And I'm not sure I mentioned this, but the outdoor lighting, there is basically 1 light next to each exterior door, with a, pointing down. It's like a 60-watt kind of equivalent brightness. And we have a motion-activated spotlight mounted on the building, pointing out to the parking lot, just so people can get to their cars safely. We're not set up for doing things outdoors at night. Figure 8. So this is standing in the beer garden near the building. And this is, again, looking toward our neighbor. It's to the west on the north side of Stoneham Road. In the foreground, you can see, I guess, our septic tank cover and our propane tank. We've got a very propane tank there, the riser for that. And you can see the beer garden is mowed. The slopes around it are, I let them grow during the summer. Figure 9, so this is basically the same spot right outside the building, the doorway to on the street side. This is looking toward our neighbor across the street. I'm not sure if you can see their house through the apple tree. To the right, you can see their barn. This is standing at the corner of the building, at the sort of the far end of the beer garden from where the driveway entrance is, looking toward the Palmer Family Cemetery. So here you can see most of the beer garden, and you can see we've got Adirondack chairs and tables there. There is one cornhole set, two targets out there. Figure 11. So again, we're standing near the deck, just looking across the deck. This is looking north, and this is a loading dock. I guess you should also notice while we're looking at these photos, the building is finished as if it's a residence. Right? It's using all the normal materials, normal techniques you'd use. It's got same quality vinyl siding that's everywhere else in town. And we tried to make it not look like a brewery, tried to make it look like it would fit in. This loading dock, despite the fact that you can roll around a 3,000-pound pallet of grain on it, it looks exactly like a conventional deck. If you look underneath it, you can see it's not at all that. But again, we tried to make it blend in. All right. So this is on the parking lot side away from Stoneham Road, looking back across the front. You can see, again, toward the left, you can see my truck and the tractor, for reference. Figure 13, this is looking across the overflow parking from near our house out toward the driveway where you'd get into the overflow parking. It's a flat, grassy area. All right. Figure 14. I probably should have put this earlier because it would help orient, but I didn't want to renumber all the figures when I realized that I wanted to do this. So I did a screen grab from the tax map to sort of orient where we are. Now the brewery is not on the image of the tax map, so I sort of drew in with a red box where at least approximately the brewery is. The two buildings that are depicted there, like between the brewery and the road, are no longer there. One was the barn that burned down, that was going to be the original brewery, and the other was the sheep shed / chicken coop that used to be there. The building that says 76 acres in it, that's our house. Our two neighbors that are close by, their houses are circled in red circles. So and of course the cemetery is there as well. We saw the cemetery. The driveway, part of the driveway and part of the parking lot are on the 2-acre lot 16. So just to give some context for exactly where the infrastructure is. Any questions on that? Is that clear enough? Okay. Figure 15. This is the layout of the brewery building itself. And it's a 28 by 32 exterior dimension building. It's got a bathroom, mechanical, a cooled storage room, and everything else is open. There's the loading dock / deck outside. There's a roll-up door between them. There are 3 exterior doors, man doors. One goes out to the loading dock, one goes to the beer garden side, and one goes to the front of the front door away from the road toward the parking lot. The tasting room is the northeast corner, as well as in front of the roll-up door and the hallway toward the street door. We also have an area that's labeled flex space seating that during tasting room hours has seating in it, and when I'm brewing, that's brewing space is there. All the seating goes elsewhere. Any questions on the diagram? Okay. So it's a small building, and a bunch of the space is used permanently by the brewery. And some of it's shared. So. All right. Question 3. Will there be remodeling or structural addition to the residence or addition of accessory structures proposed in conjunction with the home occupation? The answer, no. We are not proposing any changes to the infrastructure. Outdoor uses will occur in the driveway, parking lots, loading dock, beer garden, and immediately adjacent areas, as you can see shown in figure 1. Interior uses will be in the public areas of the brewery building as it exists today. And we just looked at that in figure 15. Question 4, list the types of machinery or equipment and materials to be used in conjunction with the home business, including their proposed location, both while in use and stored. No substantial machinery, equipment, or materials are to be used/stored by us. A hosted vendor may bring and use equipment or materials for use while they are visiting, for example, a food truck or trailer, but they will remove it all when they are done. For uses like an art gallery, merchandise sales, snacks, etc., those are small, incidental, and will be displayed/stored within the brewery building. Incidental items such as cornhole boards will be set up in the beer garden or stored under the loading dock, which is completely outside the property. Question 5, list the number of customers/clients expected at the residence per day. Customer traffic will only be incurred when there is a use in progress. In most cases, it will only be the participants of the visit because it is an event or meeting that is not open to the public. We anticipate that the number of additional visitors will be much smaller than the existing brewery traffic. In any case, there will never be more than 60 members of the public or the group present because that is our occupancy limit set by the Wakefield Fire Department. That is total inside and outside. Question 6, describe the number and location of available parking areas. The main parking lot and driveway can accommodate 20 plus vehicles. The overflow parking area can easily accommodate an additional 20 plus vehicles. This is more than enough to support the maximum of 60 concurrent visitors, no matter how badly they park. Question 7, list the number and approximate sizes of any vehicles associated with the business. Please include the make and models. We will not have any additional vehicles beyond our personal vehicles to support this business. Certain hosted vendors will have food trucks, trailers, and similar vehicles. Such vehicles will only be present while they are operating and are expected to leave by the end of the day. Question 8, will the business activity take place inside the dwelling or in an accessory structure? If the business will take place in an accessory structure, please describe the location on the property and the dimensions of the structure. The activity will take place in and around the existing brewery accessory structure. See figure 15 for the location on the property, approximately 250 feet from the road in the southeast corner of lot 15. The driveway and part of the parking lot are on lot 16. The brewery is a 28 by 32 building with an attached loading dock/deck. The structure exists today, and we are not proposing to alter it or the surrounding area for this new business. Question 9, will the business activity have the potential to produce noise, odor, traffic, or other nuisance perceptible at the lot line at a higher level than is usual in a rural neighborhood? No. The proposed business activity will not produce noise, odor, traffic, or other nuisances above what is reasonable for a rural property. We designed our property specifically to buffer activities from Stoneham Road and adjacent properties. Generous setbacks. The primary building sits over 250 feet from the road and more than 400 feet from the nearest residential dwelling. Natural topography and screening. Raised terrain and thick mature vegetation screen the main parking area and outdoor lawn space from road visibility and neighboring homes. Ample parking. The site features a primary parking lot, 20-plus vehicles, and a separate flat overflow lot, another 20-plus vehicles, eliminating any need for street parking or traffic blockages on Stone Road. Furthermore, to ensure complete clarity for the Board of Selectmen and our neighbors, we will abide by the following self-imposed operational guardrails. 1. Standard 8 p.m. outdoor and 11 p.m. indoor event cutoff. Standard business and community activities wrap up by 8 p.m. outdoors or 11 p.m. indoors daily. Select morning classes such as dog training may begin as early as 9 a.m. Emergency assistance flexibility. During severe storm or utility outages, emergency community support, device charging, water jug fills, internet access may extend past 8 p.m. or begin before 11 a.m. to assist neighbors in need. No overnight stays will occur. Sound restrictions. Amplified sound, such as karaoke or trivia host microphones, is restricted to the interior of the building during active brewery operations. Outdoor areas rely entirely on natural conversation. 4. Firm capacity caps. Total attendance across all concurrent site activities, brewery plus community use combined, will strictly honor a fire department occupancy limit of 60 people. 5. Vendor licensing. Any third-party commercial pop-up vendor, such as a food truck, hosted on site must maintain and provide standard state and local permits and liability insurance prior to operating. 10. Have you talked to property abutters and neighbors about your home occupation? No. That's the end of it, I think. Okay. Can I answer any questions right off the bat, or?
I wouldn't think so.
Okay.
Thank you. I will open it up to the floor for any public input. We will ask that you raise your hand, and when you're called on, please stand and say your name and the road you reside on.
DH 232 Governor's Road. Hi, Rob. Why haven't you spoken to the abutters?
I think you'll see why tonight.
That doesn't answer my question, but all right.
I have a hostile abutter.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I have a hostile abutter.
Okay, but have you spoken to the other abutters?
I have not.
All right.
Yes.
Donna Fussett, Milkwood Road. I am not familiar with this, but it doesn't sound to me like it's a home business. It sounds to me like it's a commercial bar and event menu, which to me goes way beyond a home business. And my other question is, do you have a liquor license to serve, I don't know what you make, is it beer?
Would you like me to answer the question? I'm happy to
If you're comfortable with that, yeah.
Yes, I have a liquor license. I manufacture and sell beer. And we've been doing that for 4.5 years at this location.
And the public has been there for 4.5 years?
Correct.
And you've had so I guess my point is that this is an ongoing operation. Why are we doing a public hearing now? It sounds like, I thought this was for a home business.
It's not a public hearing, it's public input. We're getting
Okay.
information on what the public thinks, and we'll take that into consideration. And
So when you're...
Can I try to also answer your question? I know it's probably confusing, people who aren't aware there's a brewery there.
yes, and then I will ask that all questions be directed to the select board.
Okay. Well, can I finish my question then? Is food served at the same time that the alcohol is?
Go ahead.
So, just to be clear, we already have an approved and operating home business, which is the Frosty Brewery. It's been operating for 4.5 years, and we have a federal brewer's notice, which is a license to manufacture beer from the TTB. We also have a federal wine up to 7% license from the TTB, and we have a state beverage manufacturer liquor license. It's from the Liquor Commission. We do serve food. as prepackaged snacks at the brewery all the time. And what we'd like to do, part of the impetus for this is to allow for more and more substantial eating opportunities at the brewery while people are enjoying the beer. It's a customary thing that breweries that are not restaurants do in New Hampshire. Pretty much everywhere is have food trucks come.
Well, can I finish the question? 60 cars sounds like quite, assuming you can hold 60 people, assuming everybody comes in their own car, that's 60 cars. That's a lot of traffic on a road like Stone.
People don't, I mean, the reality is, people don't go to the brewery alone. So, I mean, some do, but we've never had a shortage of parking, including the overflow parking.
So you've done events in the past?
Yeah, I mean, we've been open for 4.5 years. I don't know.
I don't know what you've done for 4.5 years, if I've never heard of you.
Exactly, it's a small operation, right? It's a small, low-impact operation. You've never heard that we were there.
Okay, thank you.
My turn? Do I have to stand?
Just state your name.
Norman Mystery, 257 Stoneham Road. I only have one question. As a tax-paying citizen resident in Brookfield, I'm asking this board a direct question that must be answered on the record tonight. Where exactly in the Brookfield zoning ordinance does it state that an intensive, multi-enterprise commercial complex, complete with food tents, outdoor karaoke, 60-person capacity, 40-car parking lot, is a permitted use in the residential agricultural zone? It's a question.
That's what we're here to get input on tonight, and then we will make a decision.
No, I'm asking for a question on where it is in the zoning ordinances.
Okay.
So, if you cannot point to an exact section in the town laws that allows this, then you have the statutory duty to deny this permit tonight and send this applicant to the planning board. Now, for medical reasons, I have printed out our side of the story because we've not been allowed to express it in any way. For over a year, we've been trying to address all the boards in this town and pretty much have been blatantly ignored. I have a paper here that, if possible, can I have the selectman secretary read it to the group?
Do you see a problem with that?
That's a long letter, correct? For the record,
Can I just ask, okay?
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, he got to present his case
I understand.
in front of it. Then, this board took it posted it, so everybody in town has been able to read it for a couple of weeks, see all the pictures. The pictures that are posted are incorrect and deceptive. He's not putting any pictures when people are in there. And I'm not going to get into the specifics because I'm not even entertaining this because we have not even approved the first business. So can I ask that this be read? It's much shorter than his presentation. And I did not have the opportunity to post it. And I did not have the opportunity to post the pictures from my perspective.
I will say, if you had come to a previous select meeting, we would have brought it up and we would have.
I have been contacting this for medical reasons, okay? And Tuesdays, I had to inconvenience about 15 people to be here tonight. So Tuesdays don't work, and if I can't present a letter that says everything that we need, point A to point B, and can't get the respect, dignity, or even of a reply response, yes, we received it, then there's no sense in me coming to the meetings.
For the record, and so that people know, Lenore is an abutter, She is located across the street, she knows them.
And for the record, the hostility has been vice versa.
Mr. Chair, or Vice Chairman, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I don't at all mind the public input going into the record, but I do object to the town being manipulated into making it sound like it's coming from them. I would suggest you not have somebody from the town read the letter. I'm fine with it going into the record. I encourage you to read it and take it into consideration. I'm not suggesting that the public input shouldn't be heard. Just, if she wants to read it, let her read it.
Well, on that note, I will say what we did for you. We'll let you give a brief discussion and we'll put it on the table for 2 weeks from now. And if you would like to come back in and give your full example, presentation, we'll be open to it.
Can I make a recommendation?
Yes.
Hang on. Lenore, is there any reason why you won't read this?
Because of medical issues. You want to see me pass out in here?
I don't.
Okay, then is any volunteer here who might want to read my letter?
I'm on board, I can't do that. I'm going to recommend that we
All right.
put this, okay, thank you.
Is there any other input?
Oh, I think she's reading it.
Hello, Brookfield residents. Here's the other side of the story that has been shielded from you, the taxpayers of Brookfield, for over a year. We are also taxpayers for the last 20 years and reside at 257 Stoneham Road, the only home in Brookfield in plain sight and directly affected by Frost Heath Brewery. Since the Moose Mountain Recreation Site Plan hearings in January and February of 2025, we have been asking the town of Brookfield questions and asking for answers and have been completely stonewalled. The Board of Selectmen and the Planning Board simply do not reply to written letters or emails. There's a paper trail a mile long with meeting video confirmation. During the Moose Mountain hearings on January 27, 2025, when Rob Collins, the owner of Frost Heath Brewery, stood up and expressed his thoughts on Moose Mountain Recreation that was trying to add some outdoor seating behind the building in the recreation zone, in the view of no one. We nearly fell off our chairs. He urged the board to deny the request because he didn't think enough detail was given in Ms. Dermott's site plan review application, and urged the planning board to consider that the lack of detail when deliberating, since these decisions would carry over to the next owner and it would be difficult to put limits on in the future. We learned that day that a site plan review was never done for Frost Heath Brewery. We assumed that because Rob was on the planning board for 9 years and on the zoning board of appeals for 3 years, that everything was done by the book. They constructed an access road. They put up a telephone pole. They dug a second well on one property for over 2 weeks. They put in a separate commercial septic system. They built a new non-residential building to make 2,000 barrels of beer in a year. They made a parking lot for 20 cars. Now they added another one for 20 more cars, all without a planning board site plan review. Rob says he doesn't need one. The town attorney, multiple times on camera, said it was state law that any non-residential use has to go through the site plan review process. She also stated that she didn't know anything about Frost Heave Brewery. Last June, we filed a 91A for any and all information on Frost Heave Brewery. Town archives and the town clerk searched and found nothing. No records, not even an occupancy permit. The only thing was a building permit, July 28, 2020, new non-residential construction to erect an ADU with a brief description, build a 28 by 32 nano brewery. State law mandated a site plan review. How did it not happen? Rob Collins was on the Zoning Board of Appeals in 2020. A land use change in the residential agricultural zone was not addressed by the planning board, the zoning board, the code enforcement officer, who's the building inspector. The Board of Selectmen that uphold the laws in town had no problem with a nano brewery in residential agricultural zone 1. We never once in 20 years have ever received an abutter notification. Public input was never allowed. We were all distracted. We were dealing with a worldwide pandemic at that time. In 2021, when Rob was applying for his liquor license, Selectman Brian Robichaud sent a letter to the New Hampshire Liquor Commission. He cited RSA 6635, which states that the town took a vote on a state ballot of not less than 5% of the voters in town and accepted the brewery in the residential zone. He said the brewery was a small-scale home business, was allowed in all zoning ordinances, and the town had no objections. The people never had a say. From day one, we asked the members of all boards, just take a few minutes and ask yourself if your neighbor was allowed 60 people in front of your house, people sitting in plain sight, 75 feet from the end of my driveway, every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, holidays, any other time they feel like opening, because nothing's on paper. We asked, how would you feel? And we asked everybody in this room here, how would you feel for the same? We've been simply asking the Board of Selectmen to allow the planning board to review everything in a site plan review and document the details. We have asked that the call-ins be instructed to kindly move the outdoor seating, cornhole, patrons far enough away on their 78-acre parcel so that we don't have to see and hear everything. They have refused to do so for over a year. Frost Heave Brewery, protected by the Board of Selectmen, the Planning Board, and the Town Attorney, have been hiding behind the small-scale home occupation business for the last 4 years, with absolutely no license for outdoor operations. Home occupations and home businesses in the state of New Hampshire are limited to inside a dwelling and inside an ADU. Frost Heave Brewery is trying to claim the grandfather status because in 2017 they had a white barn right next to their house and they converted it into a tasting room. It burned down before ever opening for business. They did not rebuild on that exact footprint. They abandoned the project for 3 years and lost any chance of grandfather status. We have been blatantly ignored by the Board of Selectmen and the Planning Board on September 2, November 25, January 11. We demanded an answer to our July 6th letter. The boards all know the way Frost Heave Brewery came to exist was not done according to its procedures. They think they can't go back and fix the past mistakes. The state of New Hampshire says that they can. Rob Collins submitted and described his Frost Heave community business plan at the July 21 meeting. That plan is another attempt to bypass the planning board's long overdue site plan review hearings and do whatever he wants, whenever he wants, from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. He is using every excuse to try to draw more people to his commercial business, improperly zoned, that never allowed the townspeople to have a say. At the end of the July 21 meeting, the current Board of Selectmen went into private session on the grounds of legal counsel. They came out of that meeting, did not address why that meeting took place, and took a vote to seal those meetings, seal those minutes for 2 years. We received a letter 3 days later, on July 24, stating that the Select Board has determined, in its discretion, that it will take no enforcement action against Frost Heave Brewery. They told us to get a lawyer. We've been doing everything possible to avoid a lawsuit for over a year. What Rob is trying to pitch to you today is a great community endeavor. Has no place in the residential agricultural zone. It is another breach of our zoning ordinances. The zoning was never addressed for Frost Heave Brewery. All of these activities he's listing, they already exist at Moose Mountain Recreation in the recreation zone of Brookfield. Moose Mountain has a restaurant too. The town hall, we're in it, has a small place for gatherings like yoga, and this is where the town provides, in case of emergency, battery charging and water and so forth. Not at somebody's house in the agricultural zone. Since Frost Heave Brewery continues to claim to be a small-scale accessory home business, let it be just that. He can make the beer. He and his wife can conduct the beer-making business. A few people can taste a sample between specified hours inside his ADU and go home and enjoy their beer. Now sincerely, Lenore and Chris, I've attached a list of pertinent details that I'm going to go through as well, because that was, I'm just sticking with what I wrote. On September 2, we submitted a 91A requesting any and all communications between the town of Brookfield and the New Hampshire Liquor Commission from 2017 to 2025. 13 days later, we received a certified letter signed by Rich Zacher that the town had no communications with the New Hampshire Liquor Commission between 2017 and 2025. We obtained the 2021 letter from the New Hampshire Liquor Commission to the town of Brookfield, and Selectman Brian Robeshaw's response to the New Hampshire Liquor Commission from the state of New Hampshire on September 19, 2025. The town could not produce it or would not produce it. July 1, we objected to the home occupation brewery business advertising they were hosting 6 weeks of dog training business. That was a change of use at 260 Stoneham Road. That should have triggered a site plan review. We were ignored for 2 months. The classes went on, took place, and we got a dismissive reply from Ed Gauthier, the chairman of the board, that it was not their business. It was a non-family member's business, and if we had any problem with it, we could take it up with the state. Brookfield's home occupation and home businesses, as well as the state of New Hampshire's definition of a home occupation business, have been restricted to the people who reside at the property for decades. The New Hampshire Liquor Commission did an investigation in 2025 and told us that Frost Heave Brewery does not have a license for outdoor seating. So for 4 years, without a license, Frost Heave Brewery had been serving alcohol outside without any local or state approvals. We informed the Select Board and the Planning Board on November 25th, and we asked both boards to address the outdoor seating according to town and state law. They never replied. The Board of Selectmen meeting on December 9, 2025, that slipped Rob Collins in. Molly was in on that meeting too, she was booted. Was not a simple missing document from when he was applying for his New Hampshire liquor license. It was a last-minute cover-up. It was the missing site plan review process to address outdoor seating that never happened. The state of New Hampshire does not grant outdoor seating to anyone. Local municipalities do. Ed Gauthier, Rich Zacher, and Austin Fifield, as selectmen, bypassed the planning board, took a vote that night after we informed them that we couldn't be there on a 24-hour notice, and sent another document to the New Hampshire Liquor Commission. They said the town, whose townspeople never had a say, had no problem with outdoor seating for 60 people to drink alcohol in the residential agricultural zone in Brookfield, New Hampshire. On June 2nd, Andrew of Precipice Pizza asked before the board, he wanted to make a trial of making pizza at Frost Heath Brewery. With no knowledge of the state of New Hampshire's occasional food service requirements, the Board of Selectmen voted and granted a one-day trial for June 6th and asked him to return with Rob Collins to the planning board. Rob Collins refuses to be reviewed by the planning board. Precipice Pizza, a non-family member, was planning on opening his business one day a week at Frost Heath Brewery, eat in or take out. He wasn't sure what day he was going to do it, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, not sure yet. New Hampshire does not allow a person in an unlicensed home kitchen to prepare perishable foods such as sauces, pulled pork, meatballs, cheeses, doughs, and then put them in a cooler, and then put them in the car, drive to another location, set up a tent at a state licensed brewery, and cook and serve his pizza. This is just another attempt to circumvent Collins bending state laws. The history of this whole situation. In 2016, the Collins verbally told us that they were going to have a tasting room that could serve 4 4-ounce samples or a 16-ounce beer to people that could park in their existing driveway, which held 3 or 4 cars. Only prepackaged chips, pretzels could be served. The people could sample the beer, buy the beer within the building, and then go home. We asked if it was allowed, and were assured by Rob that it was allowed. As nice neighbors, we wished them luck and went on with our busy lives. Early in 2017, before they even sold a single beer, the barn caught on fire due to improper disposal of stain rags. The Nano Brewery in the existing home ADU barn, built in 1960, was a complete loss. They did not rebuild a similar structure at the same location. There is nothing to grandfather. On August 17, 2017, a driveway permit was pulled as a temporary access point for large vehicles to access and remove the debris. Rob has turned that into a 20-car parking lot, all on his own, and his third sign, the overflow parking sign, sits a road's width away from my driveway. So at 17, so 3 years later, 3 years goes by, and Rob was on the, 3 years later, when Rob was on the zoning board of appeals, we were all in the middle of a pandemic. July 28, 2020, a building was issued to, permission is granted, check 1, to erect. Building is to be used for an accessory building. A brief description. Build a 28 by 32 nano brewery. State law RSA 674, all non-residential uses require a site plan approval. as stated by Laura Spector Morgan on February 11, 2025. As the attorney for Brookfield for 25 years, knows nothing about Frost Heath Brewery. Nowhere in New Hampshire can a licensed beverage manufacturer with an occupancy permit of 60 people and parking for 40 cars be considered or grandfathered in as a small-scale accessory home building. Laura Spector Morgan gets paid by the town, whether the town's in the right or the wrong. The town has been consulting with her and paying her since our first inquiries in 2025. She won't mind another lawsuit. Frost Heath Brewery is allowed to produce 2,000 barrels of beer in a year. There are 31 gallons of beer in a barrel. It takes an average of anywhere from 7 to 20 plus gallons of water to produce a single gallon of beer. Smaller breweries use more water than the big ones. Simple math says they can draw anywhere from 1,219 gallons to 3,600 gallons of water per day before a single patron uses the bathroom or washes their hands. That's quite a bit higher than the usual usage in a rural neighborhood. The water usage for individuals is 80 to 100 gallons a day. The taxpayers of Brookfield have paid hundreds of dollars for a finalized letter to the ministeries. We asked to see it, and Rich Zacher denied us access to that letter, citing attorney-client privilege. We finally got the January letter late in April from the town attorney. The town attorney did not address the issue of outdoor seating, nor the town's not responding to us. She only pointed out that the town had violated a 91A request with a response 13 days later. She only reiterated the small-scale accessory home business with grandfathering status to defend the town regarding Frost Heath Brewery. The information and all the pictures that he got to post and show everybody for 2 weeks on the website are incorrect and very deceptive. Our front door to the front of the brewery is less than 250 feet. The red building with the party deck on the hill is an echo chamber year-round. The weeds are the tallest midsummer. Fall, winter, and spring are an entirely different story. The fact that Rob Collins on July 21 was allowed to present his then to the select board, instead of sending him to the planning board, the town used the website to alert all of you and present Rob's new business plan to the whole town, pictures and all, including pulling on the heartstrings for the McPhail family of Wakefield, who just want a pizza business, and Brookfield has a need. We asked the town if we could post these papers as the other side of the story, after concealing our resident complaint for over a year, and we were denied. That's my letter.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other public input regarding this situation?
If I get to speak twice, I've owned a restaurant, had a liquor license. I've also been on multiple planning boards. Never have I had a situation, I don't know either of these people, frankly. I've never had a situation where something this expansive doesn't come to the planning board for a site plan review. And never have I seen a home business that involves this many public people coming to a residence. This is just not, this goes way beyond the scope of a home business.
Thank you, Donna.
Thank you.
Can I respond to that point? I'm not going to there was a lot to what I just want to respond to the specific thing
That's
about
my
the-
house every weekend, sorry, forgot.
the site plan review issue. Just in case anybody's caught up on that, or you're, I mean, we, as a general comment about all of that, we have done everything that we can to follow the letter of the law, follow the letter of the zoning, jump through the right hoops, and there have been a couple times where we have maybe not done it perfectly, but we're trying to do that. You know, the dog training example, right? We, you know, could have done that better, right? But we're trying to right that now. In terms of the site plan review, I went to the plan, so the zoning as it existed when we started the business, and I think I've given you guys a copy, if you get your own copy out of the archives, that's the zoning that applies to the brewery, because that's the zoning that it was started under. It explicitly states in the first sentence that home businesses are allowed without site plan review. At the time, I went to the planning board and said, hey, I want to do this. Do you want me to do a site plan review? Explained what I was doing, the scope of it, the size of it, and they said, we can't do a site plan review. Zoning says no site plan review. My mistake there was not having them say that in a motion so it would be part of the minutes. It was a conversation outside of a meeting. So I don't have proof that it happened, but that did. And you can go look at the zoning, it says clearly no site plan review. Do I think that that was not ideal for the town? Yes. I think because the town had no real opportunity to put limits on our business. And we've been trying to take that very seriously and not do everything we could do. You know, we live here too, and we want this to be small in scope. And I think I heard that we're a giant enterprise. We're probably one of the smallest 2 or 3 breweries in the state. Our license allows us to brew up to 400 barrels. I think that the most we've brewed in any one year is about 45 barrels. So it's a small business. We could have up to 4 employees under the zoning. We have 0. So it's, I mean, it could be larger, but we don't want it to be. So, and if you've got any concerns about what you heard, I think you guys know the background on all of that. You've been getting all the letters, right? And you've been talking to the attorney. So if you have any concerns, I'm happy to talk to any of that, if you'd like. That'll help you make a decision.
Thank you. Anyone else? That is not the two.
Sure. Brad Williamson, Lyford Road. This is the first I've heard of this. This isn't why I came tonight, but it's interesting, but I'm also very confused. From the plan Rob has presented, I'm not sure that I consider that, to me, it's a home business that it was 34 years ago when I moved into this town. I know things have changed, but I don't think that was ever intended to be the spirit of a home business. And I forgot a lot of my thoughts. But it's, Moose Mountain was made to jump through a million hoops before they could do anything, and everything they want to do requires site plan review. I realize that's recreation / you can consider it commercial, but still, from what I'm hearing from the proposal, it sounds like a lot more than just a home business or a simple brewery. And I'm not sure, in my opinion, no offense, Rob, but I'm not sure it's appropriate. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just one thought on the jumping through hoops. That's what this is, right? I'm trying to make sure that we document in sufficient detail to the town what exactly we want to do. And going forward, the idea would be that everything that we do there has to either be the brewery business or the community business within whatever the parameters are that are approved by you guys, right? We're trying to make sure that there is something in writing that everyone can point to and this, say this is what we're allowed to do. And we're proposing like no microphones outside, for example, So if we now have an amplified band outside, Lenore should, call you for sure, because, we're violating what we'd be approved for. So we're trying to get everything in writing with enough detail that you know what kinds of things we're asking to do.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. On that note, I'm going to close the floor to comments on this subject.
Can I?
Yes.
Okay. So we talked a lot about zoning, and I just want to quickly walk people through, for those who aren't aware. This is the zoning ordinances completed by the planning board. And on the first page, it has the districts. Residential agricultural zone, it's called RA1. And there are permitted uses. So we've heard a lot about a home occupation versus a home business. And I just want to clarify those two. A home occupation might be someone who, their occupation and what they do for a living isn't apparent at all to the community. They could be an author, an artist, a designer, a consultant, an editor, but you don't know that from whether you're in a butter or across the street neighbor. That's what a home occupation is. In this case, we're talking about a home business, and I want to read that definition. A commercial or business activity conducted on a lot being used for residential purposes that exceeds the standards for home occupation, must obtain an operating permit, and must meet the following requirements. And there are 7 requirements. I'm going to only focus on one of those as pertains to tonight, and that is point C. It shall result in no external evidence of the activity and shall not have an adverse effect on the environment or the surrounding properties as a result of noise, odors, smoke, dust, lights, soil, water, or air pollution, excessive increases in traffic or in parking requirements, or as a result of other nuisances. So that is what the zoning says. So with that in mind, and after listening, after carefully considering the information presented and the materials submitted, the applicable zoning or regulations, which I just talked about, and the comments and the concerns received by the public, I don't believe that the proposed application should be approved. The application appears to me to represent an expansion or a change in the use of the property by introducing recurring activities and multiple vendors, utilizing the same building and outdoor areas. And although the existing business remains, the proposed activities appear to increase the scope of the property's use. And so for that reason, I believe it's in the best interest of the town to deny the application. Therefore, I'll make a motion that the select board deny the application on the information presented, the applicable provisions of the Brookfield zoning ordinances, and the proposed use of the property.
I'm going to say Jane just hit the nail right on the head. I'm going to second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Well, that will deal with that.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks for your input.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other different public input tonight? Okay. Then we're going to go on to our regular meeting, which will be Water Department and Committee reviews. We start from the left. Chris, you're first tonight.
All set.
All right. Then we go to the planning board.
Planning board meeting Monday with a gravel pit hearing for Thomas Smith. And we hope to vote on the updated master plan.
And that's next door because of the conflict.
It's next door, right at 6 p.m.
the school board will be here next Monday evening. So you'll see cars, if you go to the planning board, it's next door. Trustees?
Trustees, the trustees received a donation of $200 from the Kingswood Lake Association for the Scholastic Achievement Award. I don't think you have to accept a small donation like that, but I like it on the record, please. And I have presented to the select people and Joanne a copy of a revised form for our deposits, authorizations for deposits and withdrawals. The state charitable trust division has asked us to take our common expendable fund and divide it into taxpayer money and donate it. So we had to open a separate account. So we just added, we clarified which box was which.
Okay.
Okay, so I think,
And the form's in here.
yeah, and if you approve the form tonight, we'll date it. And if not, we'll date it another time.
Thank you. It gets very complicated. You cannot mingle town money and private donations, and that is a real burden on bookkeeping to try to keep that money separate.
Yeah, they've always been in separate subcategories, clearly defined, but I was told by the bank actually that this has been a state mandate and they've had a lot of customers come in the exact same issue, so.
As an aside, years ago with this scholarship, the town used to put money in and we used to award it to the senior.
Yeah.
And we were told that's a regular law, because you cannot take town money and give it to an individual unless it's general assistance. And we were giving money to a student for doing a good job. So we had to stop that. So hence, we had to split the funds and keep books separately. So now the trustees of the trust fund make that appointment, make that, well, not an appointment, award every June, independent of the town's funds. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
Yes, Bob, you're up.
Bob Servasic, Chairman of the Heritage Commission. I'd like to address this plaque back here. This is the official, this is a gift. I'm going to leave this here. You all can probably see it from here.
Yeah.
Back on May 23rd, when I did the presentation, Memorial Day presentation, I unveiled for the first time in the history of our town the 75 military veterans who were buried in Brookfield. These people are buried in 33 of the 72 graveyards. They're identified, and underneath their name is the actual conflict that they fought in. After the presentation, I was approached by Mr. William Gaver, longtime resident of Brookfield, and he came up to me and he said, "I want to frame that." I said, "Okay." So what Bill, he doesn't like to be called Mr. Gaver, what Bill did is he took the plaque to a company in Wolfboro and had it framed. It's 24 by 30, and we met after the July 4th program, and I asked Bill, I said, "Where would you like to see this hung?" And he said, "I'd like to see this hung in our townhouse." So I asked him, I said, "Do you have a specific spot in the townhouse?" So after the program, we walked over. When you walk into the townhouse, just as you go into the kitchen, the doorway to the kitchen, there's a wall to the left. Right now hanging on there is one of these small Roll of Honor plaques, and we project to move that to the other side. So Bill pointed to that wall and he said, "Excuse me, I'd like it to go here." So what he also wants to do is he'd like to add a light above the frame, motion detected. If you look at this, the lettering is somewhat small. You've actually got to get in close to read it, so it's probably about 18 inches. So what he would like to do is have a battery-operated light mounted above the frame that as you approach it, a light would come on. So if you would approve it's a donation. He wishes the cost to remain undisclosed. And if you approve of this, like I say, this is the first time in the history these names have even been shown. I mean, I've been working on this. This is a dream for me for 2 years. I just didn't know how to do this, and it just happened so quickly, and Bill was so generous. But anyway, so if you would approve this, I'm ready to actually hang this tomorrow. Bill would like to be present. I would invite you all if you want to come by to see it, and so I would just hope you would approve the frame, the hanging of the frame in the townhouse.
A question.
Yes.
The Heritage Commission, have they?
Yes.
What's their take on?
I'm sorry, this was approved by the commission at our July 15th meeting. They approved not only the framing, but the motion detected the light. So that was actually a 7-0 vote to do that.
Okay.
So.
I think it's a good idea.
I think it's a great idea.
I've got one consideration, a light. We don't want it blinking when people walk by, right? Every time somebody walks in, that's gonna turn on, turn off.
What I would like to do is, I have yet to see the light.
Yep.
Is I plan on talking to Bill probably tomorrow. Before the light goes up, my thought is to bring it before you, if you think that's necessary. But I would, I don't have the light right now to answer the question. That's what I'm saying, but that's a good point.
Yeah, that's my concern.
Yeah.
When people walk in, it goes on, turns off, turns on,
Okay.
turns off.
Okay,
And you can disable it or leave it on.
okay.
That's just, other than that, I think it's a great idea. I have no problem putting it on that.
I'll see that that's done then, so.
Or another option is, since we generally know when we're going to be in there, we just turn the light on and leave it on, turn it off when we go,
Good
so
point.
that it's not on, off, on, off.
I'll make sure it has that function.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
And also just know that the plaster, depending on how you're hanging it,
Yes,
can crack,
yeah.
so.
Well, this has just a little simple hook. I mean, it's the same type of hook that the other two roll of honors are mounted on, so that's not really an issue.
Great.
So
Good.
if it meets with your approval, then
Yes.
thank you.
Yes.
The only other thing I want to say is on Saturday, August the 15th at 2 p.m., we have our annual ice cream social. And for the kids, we're going to have a fire truck, police car, tow truck, so it's free for the family. Come on and join us, and we'll see you on the 15th. Thank you.
What
Thank you.
time?
2 o'clock, 2 in the afternoon.
2 o'clock, okay. And I wanted to just say one thing, and that is to thank you and Karen. They've done, over 2 Sundays, they have cleaned the Lyford Cemetery, which has been just filled with leaves over the years. That's Agnes McDonald's property, so it hasn't been touched in forever. So thank you very much, and anyone who would like to see it, you can contact Bob.
Thank you very much.
Yep, thank you.
But you gotta be careful, private property. So be careful when you go on without permission, please.
Right, okay,
It's a private burying ground?
yes,
Yes.
good point.
Okay, Brad, you have anything? Yes.
Yes, emergency management. Now that I'm back amongst the living. LEOP. Can I go ahead with that again?
What is that?
The local emergency operation plan.
Still yes.
Okay,
Still yes.
just wanted to be sure.
Still yes.
And
Okay.
Brad, isn't it partially, you've been working on it, so I mean,
Yes.
it's in progress?
Yes, it's in progress.
Now, part of it is community participation.
Correct.
You submitted a list. It says, these are the people that are going to participate, and you left names off it.
Yes.
It's a matching grant, so we have to participate to get the grant money.
Yes.
And resident 1, resident 2, resident 3 would be helpful if I have real names there. Who's going to sit into these sessions? I've done it in the past, right? So it would be really great if you could flush that out and say, who are the volunteers that are going to participate? Don't do it now, but you know.
No, but from previous experience, that's a rotating.
It's very difficult rotating from previous experience. Now, you have on that list, the fire chief, he's going to be there for all the sessions, that's what you indicated.
A representative from the fire department.
All right, but we've been there. We've been there.
Yeah. no,
We
I
know how
agree.
difficult it is to get 20 people
Yeah.
multiple times. So,
Yeah.
and that's
As long as we
required
get
by
the
the
total
grant.
hours- As long as we get the total hours.
That's right,
That's
but it
what
would,
matters.
it's a little tough at the end. They're exciting meetings.
Yes. Thank you, I like to think that.
Okay, anything else, Brian?
No, that takes care of it.
Thank you, welcome back.
Hey, Joanne, you have anything?
No.
And Kate, do you have anything?
No.
And do we have any carrying items?
I don't, the only ones I think are in here.
Well, I have one. You have one?
I do not.
We investigated per someone's suggestion, putting the property cards
Oh, yes,
up on
Yes.
our website. And I quoted a number of $4,000 5 years ago, and I said, that's a little crazy. Well, I checked back, and the numbers have changed. So we can, here are the numbers. We can put them up once a year for a one-time fee of $800. Or we can put them up whenever we want for a one-time fee of $1,500. One-time fee, not every year, one time. What do you think we should do?
put them up,
Put them up.
put them up.
Which ones? Do we go 8 or 15?
No, do the 15,
One time.
one time,
One time.
forever, yeah.
We just have to confirm that now Avatar will give us a PDF, I believe they will. Everybody runs Avatar. And if that's the case, we'll have to cut a check for $1,500 or we'll get a bill. And we'll put up the property cards.
Yes,
So you won't have to come in and look, be able to get them online at home. I think it's a good move. For that price,
I think
when it was
so
$4,000 a year, we said no, but for a one-time shot, I think we should do it.
I agree.
Yes, sir.
So that's in perpetuity?
Yeah, forever.
Yes.
Well, yeah, forever is forever.
Right.
We expect one bill for $1,500 and then we'll be able to run a script to refresh the data.
Nice,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
nice.
And the kids on.
On, anyways, think away. On the Access GIS app, you just you click on property card, it's right there, so.
Well, that's not the real property card, that's a summary of it.
Right,
This would be the real
The whole
property
thing.
card that you get when you go to assessing and say, give me my property card.
Okay, so it tells you fireplaces and,
Yes, and all the features,
okay.
it's a lot more data. It goes in that spot, it would go in that spot. So you can see where your neighbor is, that's the beauty of it. Let me see if I got
okay,
anything
that's
else.
good.
You would make a motion on that, or?
Yeah, we should make a motion.
Well, so it needs some money.
It never hurts to
Yeah,
make a
it's money,
motion, we know that.
Okay, so I'll make a motion that we pursue the Avatar property card one-time purchase via
Cartographics, the mapping company. It's
the
been-
mapping company, right, to have access to our property cards for residents at a one-time fee in perpetuity of $1,500. Yeah,
And forever we'll see,
forever.
we'll see.
Well,
But that's what they said.
that's what they said. Well, we'll get that in the contract.
Okay.
Right.
If that's what you want, go ahead. I'd rather mind my own damn business. I don't care what you guys have for bathrooms.
I'll second it.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I attest.
If it's a no, or
Abstain.
no, you can abstain or say no, you can.
No.
Can't say.
No, you can say no, it's fine.
Okay.
Okay, we'll do that. That was what I was carrying in my head. What else do we have here? A lot of stuff. We asked you if you had anything, right? You had-
Yes. Just everything that's in that folder.
We have meeting minutes, July 21.
Yeah, that's 2 weeks ago.
Okay, we have meeting minutes. There was another pair of meeting minutes when I wasn't at the meeting. Is it
Oh, that's the
non-public?
working session, that is the
Yeah,
28th.
we have a non-public?
The 28th aren't there yet. They're in
Okay.
the book, and I'm just waiting for any edits, and then I can make them final.
I looked at it, recognized I wasn't there.
Yes, you weren't there. You were sick.
I-
You were sick. Yeah.
Okay, so we have the 21st, public and non-public. And I've looked at both of these.
Yeah.
Is there a motion to approve these?
Make a motion to approve the minutes of July 21st and the non-public,
On the,
which is on July 21st.
yes.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we'll do that.
Cool.
That is,
These are the minutes
Oh.
from
go ahead, go ahead.
December 16th, and they are not on the website. So we went, and Leah was in attendance, I believe she took the minutes, but we have no record. So we went to Ed and asked him, because he recorded. Oh, Mr.
GovernmentOversite.com.
GovernmentOversite.com, thank you. He pulled the minutes from the video recording, and we would like to post these on the website.
So we should approve them.
So we need to approve them.
December 16th, 2025, you and I were there. Ken was not a member.
That was not.
That was a budget meeting.
Well, I guess I want to make, I guess I want to just hold it a little bit. I'm looking for motions. Motions get us, right? I want to see if there's any motions in here that, can we hold that? We're going to hold it another 2 weeks.
Yeah, you need to review it because
Yes.
it was a budget, it was a budget hearing.
Once you sign them, they're good to go.
Yes.
So we'll do that in 2 weeks. We can look at that one.
Okay.
Okay, last week we talked about sand policy. And the feedback was we wanted a little bit of clarification on,
Manually.
yes.
No equipment.
So during the winter months, residents may manually, by shovel only, take 3 5-gallon pails of salt per trip to the salt shed. The sand is to provide help residents improve the traction on their walkways and driveways during the conditions. And that was the change from last year where we used to leave mechanical loading. So we took the feedback, we made the changes, we're ready to approve this policy.
Sounds good.
There's a-
Yep, Chris.
Can you read that again? You said salt.
Sand, I'm
Sand.
sorry, I keep saying salt.
Salt.
We're not taking the salt, salt's good. We're taking sand that happens to have a little salt mixed in it so that you can shovel it.
Thank you.
Okay. And it says that, right? Sand, it says sand.
Of salted sand per trip.
Right.
The sand is provided, I'm reading it. It's all sand or just a little salt to keep from freezing. So there was a motion to approve this.
I'll make a motion to approve the winter sand policy as read.
I'll
Mr.
second.
Barker.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so we'll put that on the, that's official now.
Okay.
We have a warrant here. And it's not a, it's a warrant because we have some unlicensed dogs in town. And when we sign this, these folks will be referred to the dog collector. So they will be either licensed or removed from the property. No, you're not on there, right?
I always try to get number one. Every year I never
That's
get
usually given, isn't it?
I
That used to
know.
be the get early number on
I
your
know
door.
you could, but nope.
That
I
was
never.
when Virginia was here. She
I-
doled those out.
She was something.
Who got number 1?
Yep. I've been trying for 30 years. Okay.
And so we'll give it to the dog police.
Do we need to?
I do have a question.
Yes, sir.
Do you actually, does anyone actually go after
Yes.
people? Okay, good.
They will go out and take your dog,
Good,
or you can go collect money. Yes, they will all up.
good.
I'll make a motion that we accept the warrant and send it to the police department for execution.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Execution.
Aye. All right.
Mr. Chairman, execution? You
Unfortunate
said execution.
Yeah.
Then you have the warrant, go out and collect the money.
Well, my question is, if dogs are impounded, who pays for that?
Not us,
Not us.
not us.
I think it's the owner.
Yeah, the owner.
It's the owner. Right, okay. Can you just double check with the town clerk, because I think when I was in on Monday, which was, a
That was
woman walked
yesterday.
in.
That was
Yes, it was
yesterday.
yesterday. A woman walked in and said, I want to buy my dog license.
She gave me this today.
Okay, because it says on it July, it says July 31st, Friday. That's all I'm wondering is but if she gave that to you today,
Yeah, August 4th, she was here for one.
okay, great.
Okay, now we're gonna get to the trustees of the trust fund. Okay, this is for May.
And that's the,
This
Sign.
segregates the taxpayer funds and donated money.
right. So that's a signature.
And what do, we just have to sign this?
Yes.
We have to-
I think last year you just gave me a date, and it was approved in initials, and we kept that as a, so
So
that,
just one, oh, selectmen, just one signature.
What's the title of the document?
Authorization for deposit to or withdrawal from trust funds. And that's what that's what's catching me. This is more than you just,
Is this, we had that last year.
we had the form last year. The only change is on category D. It specifies now donated funds.
got it. Now I understand what the change is.
Nothing else has changed.
All right. So we're going to approve this. Make a motion to approve the new authorization for deposit and withdrawal.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, we'll sign that.
Yep.
Oh, we have this tonight. Well, we've been very fortunate to receive some gifts. The town has been getting some gifts. Let's see what we have on the first one.
That was the older one, but we just have to accept it.
This was the one that we talked about 2 weeks ago. We never got the
Need
check.
the check.
But we did get it.
We
Now we got the
we
check.
did get the check.
You got the check?
Yeah.
So we're accepting $100 from Craig Evans for plants and flowers. We'll do them all together. We have one,
Oh, that's for me. I donated, this is around the 4th of July, some plants, several flats of violets from my own home. And then when I was at the greenhouse, I got $85 worth of coupons that I think they used for the front. So I donated those, and they have already been planted. So this is retroactive after the fact.
and this is the $200 donation from the Kingswood Lake Association for the Scholastic Achievement Award Fund. And then we have another one, an anonymous one. There's a proposal that the town set up a new trust fund, Friends of the Brookfield Burial
She
Grounds
just left.
2026. And the donation is for $3,000 to fund that fund. And it's an anonymous donation.
And I'm sorry, what was for the purpose? Is it stated for?
Well, the purpose is to take care of unfunded private burying grounds.
Okay.
Unfunded. We have a host of trust accounts that were set up to fund private burying grounds. And the trustees of the trust fund manage that. But there's a whole host of burying grounds, not cemeteries, burying grounds that there's no money behind. And they fall into disrepair. And no one goes to clean up the trees, the leaves, the rocks, da-da-da-da. So this individual wants to start a trust fund. and seed it with $3,000 for that the purpose of maintaining those unfunded burying grounds. So I'll make a motion that we accept all 4 of these donations.
And I'll second. And with the question, does that mean now the trustees of the trust fund need to set up
Yes,
a 6th fund?
a new fund. I don't know
A
what
new
number.
fund.
I think
is
it's
it.
already in the works. I think
Oh, they
the
are.
person has already discussed it with Mick.
Yes,
Yeah.
but that means the town needs to set up.
Well, Meg does.
Meg.
Well, Meg does,
Yeah.
right?
Trustees of the trust fund.
Trustees of the trust fund,
Yeah.
I mean, yep, okay.
So there's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And
You already spoke about that.
they're coming next Monday, is that what that says?
Who's coming next Monday?
School board's coming here next Monday,
At 5 PM.
On that note, what,
6.
may I speak?
They changed it 5 PM.
They changed it?
Yes, that's what it says.
It's the other thing.
Is that right? Yes. Okay. Sorry.
May I speak, Mr. Chairman?
Sure.
Why does the school board get the air-conditioned room and the planning board has to go into the air-conditioned room? And why isn't the school board paying some type of event fee to use our facility?
Okay, get one at a time. Go one at a time. What's the first one?
Why do they get to choose the air conditioning and the planning board has to go to the non-air conditioning?
Because we're good hosts. Next one?
I can take that.
And does the school board, should the school board pay some type of an event fee to pay for the air conditioner that they're going to use?
I don't think so. What does the board think?
I don't think so either. They actually applied 2 months ago. They filled out a permit. When we realized that the planning board was here, we asked the planning board if they minded moving over. They said they didn't. The planning board tends to have, the school board tends to have a lot of people attend, and they rotate their meetings through the months in different school districts. Different towns, excuse me. And they always do the month of August in Brookfield. It's incredibly hot if you come. I can tell you that.
Okay.
Hot, temperature-wise.
You've been to them.
Well, I think it's because they're used to a fully air-conditioned
Of course.
building, and it was more of a joke to bring that up, but I just didn't
We-
understand why they were being treated so different with the amount of money they charge us. That's what I wanted to say.
We told them, we suggested that we did not have air conditioning in the past, and it would be better if you came in an off-season. August is Brookfield,
Yep.
period. So every August they go.
Okay.
Thank you.
I said my piece.
This is just some internal stuff. We're going to have some staff meetings and some office meetings. We have meetings with the entire staff. Get feedback, see how things are going, keep the communications open. They're scheduled, they're going to be on our town calendar. They're open to the public. There's going to be 5 o'clock in September 10th, September 22nd, and 5 o'clock in December 3rd. And this is to help us get through that. And, okay, yes, we're having a public hearing next time. We're having a public
Next time.
hearing
Yeah.
on fees and on some of the ordinances, our old ordinances that we're going to look at and see whether we want to repeal. And that's going to be on our next meeting in 2 weeks at 6 o'clock. We'll make sure it's posted and noticed. Doesn't have to go in the newspaper, but it has to be posted.
August 18th.
6 o'clock.
Yep.
And we have one non-public that we have to go into. So,
Under
91A 3 II, dismissal, promotion, or compensation of any public employee.
Can we do bills first?
If you-
So I can go home?
Please. Or you're
Yes.
coming to this meeting.
No, do I have to?
So you're the HR person.
Who signed that letter?
I will.
That's what I thought.
Yes,
Okay.
we can,
Whatever you
we
want.
can do bills first, so you can get out of
Could you
here.
give that to Austin, please?
Yes.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Centerteed, which is the balance due on the acoustical tiles, $6,180.98.
Yep.
Consolidated Communications, $145.22.
Yep.
Governor Wentworth Regional School District, $315,050.
Yep.
That's August payment.
Okay.
That's the way you want to charge them?
I was gonna say-
Do you want to get some of that money back?
Well, with the air conditioning, yeah.
Jeff Greenlaw, $108.34 for his cell phone and mileage.
Yep.
Karen Savasic for $36.08 for postage. Karen Savasic for $69.60 for travel to Concord.
Yep.
Kindle Construction, $5,575 and $4,125.
Yep.
NHGFOA, which is New Hampshire Government Finance Officials, my dues for the year, $60.
Yep.
Primex for property and liability coverage for the year, $6,033.
That's up, isn't that up? Way up. Yes.
Rose Acker for travel to the county registry office, $20.30. And Staples, $302.61.
Yep.
I'll make a motion that we,
Hang on, I gotta read the number.
Yeah, read the total.
Total amount of $337,706.13.
And I also have a payroll manifest of, the payroll manifest, $5,969.53 with payroll taxes of $2,510.20. Thank you. Okay,
Now?
real quick, there's only a few checks
so we'll make a motion to approve the manifest as
presented.
presented.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
I mean, I'll go into non-public if you want me to.
No, you don't have to go. Go ahead, we'll do their work.
You're also authorizing the payroll.
Yes.
Okay.
Did
Yes.
It's in the motion, but
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
The manifest.
Manifest.
I'll add it up for the minutes.
Thank you.
It's a tough job, taking the minutes.
The
A
motion
lot of
should-
responsibility.
The motion should have the total that you're paying, which is,
Okay.
The total
you
of both,
went
all
through this
three.
last week, the payroll.
We did.
We'll do that for you
Thank you.
next time.
Maybe a sticky on the front, and then we can include it in the motion.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
And Red Bull, the manifest, okay, we're going to do 91A now. Thank you, Joanne.
You're welcome.
We're going in under 91A3, 2A, fiscal promotion or compensation of a public employee. Roll call vote. Zachary, yes.
You need a second.
Is
I
there a
second.
Roll, thank you.
Ledbetter, yes.
Fifield, yes.
Zachary, yes. Won't take long.
Yeah.
Right there.
7:49.
Oh. Get it out.
Oh,
I'll be right back.
yeah, can I see, just see the list? Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I think we should have a list, and then we can give him these two, so he gets the names correct. Great. Yeah, but he'll do that when he comes.
Those minutes for December 16th are in the book, right?
I put them in the book.
Okay,
I
that's fine.
put them in the book.
Because that was a
That's a
question.
draft,
Correct, that's
yeah.
fine.
Interesting. It was interesting. Did it get warm in here tonight?
Well,
No, I think you're just getting a little excited.
Okay, well, we're testing the air conditioner with the most we've ever had.
Well, I think it's pretty cool in here, but that's
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
feels good.
All right, we'll make motion to get out of non-public. Second?
I will second.
Thacker, yes?
Byfield, yes.
Ledbetter, yes.
And we'll seal the meeting minutes for 1 year. Thacker, yes?
Byfield, yes.
Ledbetter, yes.
Okay, anything else for us? 8 o'clock, not too late, we're done. We're done, meeting adjourned. Thank you, folks.
Couple more things to sign.
Yes, we get,
Oh, yeah, we have to
Yes.
sign.
I'll throw some stuff away. We're gonna go get property cards. We're gonna get,
Oh, we're right. Oh,
I gotta call those folks, how do we proceed? Just get, it's script.
yes.
Should be yes.
I'm gonna come in and see Kate tomorrow to go through the 91A. She's only here tomorrow morning.
For the second, for the selectmen.
For the selectmen.
Good.
Yeah, but I also have one from planning board and maybe 3 from Jeff. So they'll be
There'll be plenty of dupes.
Right, but I'm just gonna put them together and how do we wanna communicate that? Like we said, we needed till Thursday, but we'll have it done tomorrow. Do we just give it to Karen? Okay.
Oh, no, well, that's a good question. Well, I'm glad she came tonight. We have her,
Or we can reach out to her and
you have
tell
to,
her.
wouldn't you want to come see him?
Yep, okay, they're ready and she can come.
Yeah, see, you know, the problem, when you, we didn't get into a pissing contest, which was excellent. Zoning is dynamic. Zoning changes every year.
Right.
So it's a very dynamic document. You look at the laws that are in effect now. So you guys did good. You did good.
Okay, so then I will help her in the morning, we'll put that together. I can let her know that she can come in on Thursday morning if she likes. Or late tomorrow afternoon, whichever.
Or my schedule said Thursday's a doctor for me, that I can do. I can do.
Are those ready for signing? I'll take them along.
Yeah.
Did you sign? Okay.
Yeah, I did. Couple of just
Oh,
need
you know what?
Rich's, and then a couple are just for us.
This shouldn't say draft. We should have the one that doesn't have the draft on it.
Well, that's the one from,
That's the 21st. It should be a plain one with that, but we can cross that out, just stamp original. Is that okay?
Oh, is that the one we're supposed to review and
No.
go over?
no, that's December.
No, this is the one.
Oh, okay, you have
You
that.
got it?
Oh, this is just you though. Okay, this should say original on it. Right?
What do you want to do? You want to print it against the original?
It's the 21st. Can you reprint that one? Okay.
I didn't mean now.
Oh, okay, then you can sign it, you can sign that after, but, okay. Which one is this? This is...
You should adjourn after you're done.
Yes.
We are done.
Winter samples.
I just say original autograph on that one.
Oh, this one,
That
we
was
only
for-
need one signature on this, right?
He did it?
Yeah.
So that's fine.
Okay. We don't need that, that's the
That's just-
donation. Oh,
We'll give them back to Kate.
yep,
Everything
okay.
goes to Kate
I get the whole folder.
with no pressure. You figure out what we have to do with them.
I think that's what I like about coming in tomorrow morning, so then I
Good
can
to see this.
get it done.
There's all motions behind that.
These are all the donations, these were donations, that's the staff meeting, okay, that's everything, that's next 2 weeks. Oh, and this one, is the frame. Yep, okay, we're good.
Mr. Chairman, I wasn't paying attention. Did you seal your minutes?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you state the reason why they were sealed?
No. We'll do it better next time. Gotta get be on top of this. That's new.
We stated it on the way in, but we're supposed to state it on the way out.
No, we were supposed to say
Why they're sealed?
they're sealed because we're going to be impacting the reputation of some person.
If that's the reason.
If that's the
That's the reason.
Okay, turn your phones back on. We're still out of here.
Okay.
I'll go to that dinner.
Me too.
Thank you, me too.
So the message was that I was trying to give you during the discussion,
Yeah, I don't know what happened to the audio.
they couldn't hear it from home.
Oh, they couldn't?
But I fixed some of it, not all.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was because your mic was over there.
That's not the reason. Sometimes it's the network, the cable network, sometimes it's the internet.
Okay.
Sometimes it's something else. It happens rarely, but it does happen where all of a sudden people say, I can't hear.
Oh,
But I
interesting.
heard,
The words were telling Ed he needs to increase the volume. They could hear us when it wasn't loud enough.
correct, it's whatever the problem was, it won't happen again.
Okay.
Well, it might happen again, but it's not going to happen.
That's what I was trying to communicate. See, people are watching from home and they can't hear it.
Well, why
Got
did
it.
they come to the meeting?
Well,
Jan, are you coming in the morning?